15-3 in the first 3 minutes and 48 seconds here in the second half in the Bill. Their defense has led to transition offense for the Heat.
And the biggest play of this game was the last play right at the end of the first half. It was 45-all. They were in that set play coming out of a little mini timeout for James Jones. Go into the halftime with a 3-point lead. Now it's 15.
Lee with his offhand, his right hand, misses it. Rebound to LeBron. Wade, beautiful spin to the baseline, the floater and the foul.
No, part of the problem is the Warriors bigs trying to offensive rebound. All of a sudden when LeBron rebounds the basketball, David Lee is behind him. So automatically it's a 5-on-4 fast break. And these guys are too good at spreading the basketball and scoring the rock. Dwayne Wade finishes with the contact.
And I got to say, not a typical David Lee game tonight. And it makes me wonder, like, with the because he just doesn't seem like himself at all.
You look at some of the best stats for Miami tonight, guys. LeBron James has 8 assists. Dwayne Wade has 6 assists. In addition to all the scoring they've done, they've combined for 33 points and 14 assists already. Williams, beautiful feed, the lead.
On cue.
Reggie Williams getting the start for Golden State. Stephen Curry rolled the ankle again on a Wednesday. Will miss at least one more game after this. Bosh, great hands by Ellis. Third in the league in steals, lost it on the way up.
He was trying to dunk that.
And out of bounds to Golden State. Plenty of time to shoot.
This Miami team has these runs, and this is what, you know, makes them truly scary when you think about their ceiling. Is they have these 12-0, 11-1, 13-0 runs that nobody else in the league has. Just overwhelming.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You have to be disciplined for 48 minutes because they can go out and create spurts and score. Before you know it, they're up double digits because you've made mistakes.
And their spurts are unlike spurts that we've seen from other teams because we talked about earlier, they have two of the best finishers in the league. They can hit threes, and they can just get 8 points in, like, 40 seconds.
Yeah, they have missed a shot here in the third quarter. They are 7 for 7 as Reggie Williams goes to the line for the Warriors. On the NBA calendar, Monday night on NBA TV, it'll be Indiana at Chicago. ESPN with a doubleheader Wednesday, Boston at New York, then Portland at Dallas. And on TNT Thursday, Atlanta, Boston, followed by San Antonio, Denver. Friday night, by the way, here on ESPN, another doubleheader, Miami at New York and Phoenix at Dallas. So a great week of NBA action coming your way.
Was Vlad Radmanovic on this team the whole game, or did he just show up at halftime? Was he late? Where did he come from?
Radmanovic did not play at all in the first half.
I don't think he was on the bench. I think he pulled him out of the stands.
Radmanovic made some headlines here the last couple of days by being critical of the Warriors' practice habits, and it seems Monte Ellis took exception to those comments. Oh, boy, you know what? Give Ellis and Williams a lot of credit. I mean, when they go to the rim, they're going to the rim hard.
Yeah.
But not only that, give LeBron James a lot of credit. In the first half, he was dunked on by Williams. Not giving up anything. These type of energy and effort plays become contagious. You lay down a rule. We're not giving up anything easy. Outstanding job of attacking offensively, but not surrendering defensively.
And by the way, if Joel Anthony did that, that's a flagrant foul. With LeBron, the refs were like...
You sound like Jeff Van Gundy. That's a good play. That's a good play on the ball.
It was a good play. I'm just saying. They overreact with those sometimes. Oh, I'm getting electroshocked. This is my favorite single thing about LeBron James's game is how personally he takes it when somebody tries to get a fast break dunk or a layup on his team. And that he takes pride in chasing the guy down. It's almost like watching a linebacker chase down a quarterback or something. Comes from behind, blindside. He just loves that. And nobody else in the league does that.
I do it every single off day in my yard with my 2 little boys. Lower the rim, they try to score on me, I just swat it.
You did the LeBron?
Not in my house.
Yeah, I have fun.
13-point lead for the Heat and a carry on LeBron. Joel Anthony gets that call. Yeah.
He does.
LeBron didn't like it at all.
You're the Warriors. This is about executing. You're still in this ball game. Settle down and get quality offense.
Bill, you talked about Darrell Wright not coming out. Monte Ellis, I think, has only missed 23 seconds of game time here tonight.
Yeah, and he'll do that from time to time, too.
David Lee.
He'll play the 47-minute game.
Yep. Gotta hurry. Good if it goes.
I'm going to pull Hubie Brown. It's a good timeout by Spolstra.
Energy back in the building. For the season, bad news here for Golden State. That three by Reggie Williams has been wiped away. The officials during the timeout went and looked. Keep an eye as the clock goes 0 and the ball still on the fingertips of Reggie Williams, a fraction of a second late. So take away the basket for Golden State.
I was going to say that was also bad news for Reggie Williams fantasy owners, but nobody has him. 0.0% owned.
You're thinking about picking him up now after watching him in person.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. At 31 Wednesday night against the Spurs. And starting in place of the injured Stephen Curry tonight, and at least for one more game. LeBron skies for the rebound, and Miami looking to push at every opportunity here in the second half. Wade, nicely done.
If I was Keith Smart, I would really consider going small. Even though he doesn't have a loaded bench, this Miami Heat team is too explosive in transition. You got to find a way to get 5 guys committed to protecting the paint.
What about zone, Mark, against Miami? We saw it a little bit early in the season. Haven't seen as much of it lately.
Well, the problem is that they're getting stops. So off of the stops, you're not going to be able to get back and fall into a zone. You have to have 5 guys getting back and communicating. Right now, the Warriors do not have that.
Miami outscoring Golden State 20-8 here in the third quarter. Bosch faces on Lee, fades away and hits.
And you know, if you're Keith Smart, you show the first 15 minutes of this ball game when they were on point, rotating, communicating, contesting, high hands, coming up with steals, and then you show the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's been breakdowns on the defensive end.
Might be time to have the Amundsen Gsw reach combo come back in.
Off Ilgauskas out of bounds, and here comes Louis Amundsen, who gave him a nice lift in the first half.
I thought that was when they looked the best, when those guys were in there together, because they were crashing the boards.
Biedrins has not been a big factor at all tonight as he comes out. Biedrins still scoreless in this game in 22 minutes.
Well, Amundsen is a guy that will run the floor, so he's going to get back in transition, and he's a high-energy guy, so you need what he brings to the table right now.
1 on the shot clock. Tipped by LeBron. And a foul and the basket as well.
He's ridiculous. And I'll tell you one thing. I saw these guys in Boston and Philly, and there wasn't the energy between the guys that we're seeing now. And it just seems like they're used to each other now, which makes sense because they played 21 games together.
And the good news for them is playing the Golden State Warriors. So like we talked about, win the games you're supposed to win, gain some confidence, because there's going to be some fight back when you face the better teams in this league. You're going to have to be able to withstand the fight defensively.
LeBron potentially on his way to a triple-double. He's got 16 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds, and we've still got better than 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Amundsen.
Great defense.
And another turnover. And another fast break opportunity. And a travel.
Larry Bird would have made that play, Mark.
Tried to go for the home run play. Actually should have returned the favor. Dwayne Wade filling the lane, could have thrown it to the rim.
Did you guys ever settle who's the best passing forward in NBA history?
We settled in my mind. It's Larry Bird.
No, it's LeBron James, and that's in complimenting Larry Bird. But at the end of the day, this guy is a phenomenal passer and can truly play the point guard position.
You wake me up when there's a 15-minute YouTube clip of Larry Bird passing highlights. Look at these. How can you blaspheme him like this? Like the basketball Jesus.
Wow. Are you kidding me? I'm speechless.
Look at those. Look at this.
I'm speechless.
There will never be a LeBron montage like this.
This guy was a coach of mine, an all-time great, a legend. LeBron James is an incredible basketball player and a phenomenal passer. His numbers on the assist charts will be unmatched by anybody not playing the point guard position.
On cue, behind the back bounce pass. Wade baseline. I mean, scoring at will. This game was tied with 30 seconds left in the first half. Now it's a 22-point lead.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I was a rookie playing in New York. We would play against the great Celtic teams, the great Laker teams.
Hard foul by Juwan Howard.
Juwan will throw those out sometimes.
And it'll be a flagrant one on Howard. 2 in the ball.
I think more so to control the basketball game. You see Juwan Howard goes for the basketball, but both hands come down, so it's the correct call. But the point I was making is we would play against the Lakers or we play against the Celtics, and we'd be in the ball game until about midway through the third, really believing that it was our game to lose. 5 minutes later, Bird, McHale, Parrish, DJ, Ainge, Magic, Worthy, Kareem, those guys were sitting with ice packs on the bench. They had separated themselves from us.
So what happens? How do you get through 30 minutes of the game tied and then it all comes apart?
Talent prevails.
Yeah.
You know, you're on E. You've done everything you could do. You fought the good fight, but at the end of the day, these are some bad dudes.
And these are some bad dudes wearing the black jerseys here tonight. Dwayne Wade and LeBron have combined for 40 points already, not to mention 15 assists. Wade on the bench right now. Nice look, but too late. A 17-point lead for Miami late in the third.
I think this is about to be the Monta Ellis show if they have a chance to come back in this.
He's got 18. Playing off the ball now, some with AC Law in at the point. He runs right into the back of Amundsen, gets it back, and draws the foul.
AC Law was a guy I liked coming out of college. He was a lottery pick late in the lottery, but thought he had some great moments in college. He played in some big games. Mark, why don't you think he made it?
You know, Billy Knight, the former GM of the Atlanta Hawks, actually drafted this young man and really believed in his ability and thought he was going to be a starting point guard in this league for a long time. A lot of times in this league, you lose your confidence.
Yeah.
You lose the very thing that got you to this level, and you forget what you can do. And I've seen some great players lose their swagger, lose their bounce, and become regular players. He's got to find a way to get it back if he's going to sustain himself in this league.
But you guys are right. At Texas A&M in his last year, I mean, he made game-winning shot after game-winning shot.
He was nice.
He was unbelievable in huge games too. And now he's been with 5 teams in 4 years, and this is his second tour of duty with Golden State. Right with a long look ahead, Radmanovic lays it in. Making a little run here, the Warriors, 9-0 right now.
You jinxed it.
This is what you want if you're Keith Smart. I'm not going to yell at you for losing this game. We should lose, but we're going to lose on my terms. We're going to give energy, effort, and passion.
Well, he took your advice. He went small. He must have you on the headset.
Shot clock at 3. Deep 3, LeBron.
That's not fair.
Those are the type of shots that take the life out of you. You play solid defense for 21 seconds on the shot clock, and all of a sudden, a guy knocks down the long one. I don't understand this. If you're Darrell Wright, you know the rules. Hand down, man down.
Kobe's the #1 greatest at that, the 28-footer with 2 seconds left in the shot clock, but I think LeBron's second.
I'm shocked that you didn't go with a Celtic guy. You sure it wasn't Jerry Seaston?
I think Paul Pierce is third.
Again, LeBron. Back-to-back threes, 22 on the night for LeBron James.
And stared down the crowd a little bit. I like that. Did the Maximus. Are you not entertained?
You're still hoping for a look at you before you get out of here tonight.
Yes,
though, right?
absolutely.
Amundsen inside. And will shoot a couple and is down again.
You know, this is when guys like LeBron James and Dwayne Wade cannot be guarded. When they're knocking down jump shots, there's nothing that you can do individually other than call out for help. And the guys behind you, you have to trust and force them to put the ball on the floor into the help.
And if I'm the other team, I actually kind of like when LeBron shoots threes, because that means he's not driving to the basket or posting up or doing the stuff that I'm really scared of. But if he's making them, what do you do? Nothing.
No, you're right. But at the end of the day, you can tell when a guy has a bounce, when a guy believes I'm in a zone. Right now, the rim is awfully big for him knocking down the last two. So make the proper adjustments.
And as we talked about before, when does he take over? When Wade's on the bench. When does Wade take over? When LeBron's on the bench.
He goes into Cavs mode.
Yep, that's right.
Sorry, Cleveland.
Stolen away by Reggie Williams, who just came into the game for Monte Ellis. And Williams again going right to the rim. The follow by Amundsen.
We talked about that energy from Amundsen, doing a great job of getting to the foul line and then running in transition, picking up the offensive board.
And we were talking before the game about guys that fit certain roles and have one elite skill. And for Amundsen, it's just, he's an energy guy. He crashes the boards. That's what he does.
Unbelievable. 3 consecutive threes in the last couple of minutes by LeBron. And Amundsen called for the moving screen. Dwayne Wade applauding what his friend's doing here in the last couple of minutes.
I just want to say, as a fan, it's pretty cool being here right now, because there's not a lot of guys in the league that could do this.
I just want to say that Darrell Wright is wrong.
Oh, no.
Finally misses one as the third quarter comes to a close, but LeBron erupts here in the third quarter. Hits 3 threes in a span of 1 minute and 16 seconds. All Miami in the third. It was a 3-point game at halftime. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James have taken over. Heat by 19. Going to the
head coach Keith Smart. And coach, it was a 3-point deficit at halftime, turned into 19. What changed?
Well, I knew they were going to come out aggressive. I knew LeBron and Wade were going to come out. They probably communicated at halftime saying we got to get ourselves going. And that's exactly what they did. We expected it, and they came to fruition.
Coach, there's been a lot of discussion from our announcers about going small. How much will you implement that strategy in the fourth quarter?
Because we got to get back in the basketball game. We may have to go small because right now they're too big right now, not doing the job. So we got to speed the pace of the game up a little bit.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
LeBron James with 15 points in the third quarter. Miami shot 78% as a team in the third. LeBron starts the fourth on the bench. Wade back into the game. Bosch back into the game. And Miami in control.
I always feel bad when the coach has to do the interview after the third quarter when his team just got decimated. I don't think I would be able to do it. I think I would tell her to go away. It's just me. I'm competitive.
Well, Heather and
Heather's
Lisa
very nice,
and
though.
Doris, they've had some nervous moments depending on how games are going and which particular coach they might have to interview at the end of the third.
Mark, if you coach someday, are you going to give the interview when you're down 20?
Absolutely.
Oh, you're a nice guy.
You got to be a pro. I can't believe that you would be rude to our side.
I'd be brooding. I wouldn't want to talk to anybody.
Radmanovich puts it on the floor. And Chalmers comes down with the rebound.
Really, the difference in this ball game is points in the paint. 42 for the Heat, 22 for the Warriors. And how about fast break points? 25-7. It's pushing the basketball, getting quality looks in transition.
You know what else helps? Wade and LeBron are 20 for 33 right now.
Dampier the miss, or the rebound off the Reggie Williams miss. Dan Shulman to Mark Jackson to Bill Simmons. Heather Cox, NBA Friday on ESPN, a 20-point lead. The Miami Heat in search of their 7th consecutive win after they were 9-8 after that loss to Dallas a couple of weeks ago. Amundsen and a foul by Bosch. And granted, a number of the wins in this win streak have come against sub-500 teams. The schedule will get tougher, but Miami, after falling to 9-8, had a players-only meeting. where they feel they came together at that point, and they went on to have some good wins, notably in Cleveland, of course, in that emotional game as LeBron returned to Cleveland. And maybe the biggest win was the one they just had a couple of nights ago, going to Salt Lake City and avenging a loss that they had suffered at home against the Jazz a couple of weeks ago.
And I thought that was their best win of the year, because that was a team that had they have matchup problems with. They don't really have anybody to guard Darren Williams. They don't have anybody who can really shut down Al Jefferson in the low post. Millsap's a nightmare for them. And their athleticism just took over in the fourth quarter, I thought.
Well, nobody has anybody to defend Darren Williams, but I think if you're Eric Spoelstra, you make the adjustment by having your smaller point guard defend a Roger Bell, and you put a Wade or LeBron on Darren Williams to try to make life a little tougher for him. But great players, you can't stop them individually. You can only hope to contain them and contest their shots.
You got to pay Dan Patrick $5 for that, though.
Well, Dan Patrick has stole my stuff for years.
Good ball movement by the Heat. They play on, and Wade misses the shot and gets it back. Good tip by Bosch.
Bad acting by Monte Ellis. It was almost like a soccer flop.
Chalmers way off. Rebound Ellis. So as Keith Smart said, the bigs aren't getting it done. So Biedrins is on the bench. David Lee, who's had an off night, is on the bench right now. Look out. Saved by Law. And a block. Dampier got a piece. Wade. Offensive foul.
Got sloppy.
A really outstanding acting job by Monte Ellis. Looked like he absolutely fell, flopped before the contact by Dwayne Wade, and Wade walking back upset with the call.
Is he European?
19-point deficit for the Warriors here early in the fourth. Dwayne Wade is still barking at Derek Richardson, the official who made the call. David Lee back into the game.
I have noticed that they've relaxed the rules where you can't yell at the officials.
Yeah.
It's been noticeable this month.
Dampier runs down the rebound. Miami will be at Sacramento tomorrow night as they'll wrap up this 4-game road trip before heading back home. And before long, it's going to start building towards that Miami Lakers game on Christmas Day that we'll have for you on ABC. It's going to be a game with kind of like a Super Bowl's worth of buildup leading into it, you would think.
So many people are talking about that game. Great stars, ready for the moment. It's going to be special.
I haven't told my wife yet that I want to go. It could lead to my divorce, Mark. I'll marry again. I don't care.
It's local.
Yeah, whatever.
It's local for you, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to call her and tell her?
Did you tell her you're going to Duke?
No, I didn't tell her that either.
Oh, you didn't tell her that either. You didn't tell her that's part of the whole 3-game road trip you got planned? 8:51 to go in the fourth. Miami up 19. Coaching again this year. Got a great action coming up next week for you here on ESPN. Wednesday at 7 Eastern. The red-hot New York Knicks will host the Boston Celtics, and it doesn't get any easier for the Knicks later in the week. Friday night, they will take on the Miami Heat. Wednesday and Friday at 7 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN HD. Wade leans in and draws the foul. Will shoot 3. You have that as a Bostonian. Do you have that Celtics-Knicks game circled on your calendar already?
I'm still reeling from the fact that you said the words red-hot New York Knicks. Is this 2001?
Well, Mark said great defense by the Golden State Warriors tonight, so all we need is an outlandish statement from you, and we've got it all covered tonight.
You know the Knicks are playing well when I check my voicemail and Spike Lee leaves me a message singing "Go New York, go New York, go."
Wow.
I got nothing.
Wow for the message and wow for the name drop.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No, wow that he, I mean, where's he been hiding?
Yeah, it's a good point. I was worried he was going to be so disgruntled with the Knicks that he'd switch over to this Miami team. That would have been tough for New York to take.
So right now, guys, kind of the quarter pole of the season. If you had to vote for an MVP right now, does Amari Stoudemire get your vote? Or is he just in the discussion?
He's in the discussion, right?
He's absolutely in the discussion. You talk about the impact that he's had in New York, the way he's played thus far this season. He's a special talent, having a great year. He's certainly in the discussion, very much so.
Who else is in the discussion?
For me, it's Nowitzki, just because out of the teams that are playing the best, he's the best player having the best season. So I would have him first. Amari's definitely up there. I've mentioned Kevin Garnett to Mark, and Mark got mad at me. He thought it was a Celtic homer. But I think they're the best team in the league, and his defense is the reason why. I think he's back to 2007, 2008 KG, he's got to at least be in the top 5.
Well, he's having a great year and looks fresh and lively, but Rondo is the guy that's having an MVP-type year so far for that Celtic team, and Derrick Rose is another guy that you can put in the conversation. It's certainly a core group of guys. Kobe Bryant is a guy that you take a look. It's going to be very interesting. It's too early to tell.
Golden State going zone that last possession, and Chris Bosh getting the right-handed reverse.
Well, this guy said Kevin Garnett. I love Kevin Garnett, but I'm sure he's home watching going, huh?
I'm sorry, I thought defense mattered. I guess it doesn't.
Well, I thought about this after you said it. Then why not say Tim Duncan?
Because I don't think Duncan's been that good offensively. I think for him, he's having the least efficient year that he's had probably in his whole career. Garnett's shooting like 56%.
But he's the tone setter on the defensive end.
So is Garnett.
Now, let me ask you about one other name as Wade banks it in. What about LeBron James? Top 10 in the league in scoring and assists. Numbers are going up every night. Good defensive player. Does he get a mention? He's won it twice already.
I think by the end of this month, if this team hasn't lost since that Dallas game, I think we're going to have to be talking about somebody on this team.
Absolutely. He's going to be in the discussion. He's just not in it right now. And the only person that you can blame is LeBron James. He set the standard so high that we expect him to be even better than he's been. But he certainly has picked it up. And at the end of the year, he's going to be another guy in the conversation. Very much so.
Might not see him again tonight the way this one is going right now for Miami. They blew it open in the third quarter after it was just a 3-point game at the half. Wade with another follow. He is having a monster night right now. 32 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for Dwayne Wade.
This has not been a good David Lee game, and I still think he's not totally recovered from that elbow thing because he's just not playing with any zip.
Monte Ellis now with 20. David Lee says he has trouble extending that arm fully still. Heather Cox has more.
Phil, I noticed the same thing. In fact, David Lee, when he's running down the court, actually not looking natural, not moving that left arm. That elbow infection still a major concern. He told me it's a large open wound, still bleeds excessively. And in fact, his teammates are just amazed that he's playing through as much pain as he is playing, and earned a lot of respect from his teammates and coaches for just being out there.
There was a lot of concern if they didn't get the antibiotic figured out in time, they would have to cut away a large portion of his triceps muscle in order to get the infection out of there. Fortunately, he's okay, even though he doesn't appear to be close to 100%. NBA Friday on ESPN as we take a look at tonight's BF Goodrich game track. All Miami in the second half after this one was back and forth in the first half. LeBron James taking over in the third. Dwayne Wade with a game-high 32 points. Bill, LeBron has shown some of his best stuff of the season here tonight.
Yeah, he botched an alley-oop early, and then he got revenge on the rim at least 3 times.
When you talk about LeBron having a great night, how about Dwayne Wade? Quietly, 32 big points, got it going in transition. Time and time again, that pretty runner in traffic.
And I thought he was the key to that Utah win the other night. LeBron had good stats too, but Wade was the guy that I thought made all the plays that needed to be made in that game.
The Miami Heat on cruise control right now on their way to their 7th consecutive win. Golden State will lose for the 6th time in a row, barring a monster comeback here, and for the 11th time in their last 12 games. Miami started slowly. They're playing their best basketball of the year right now. Golden State actually got off to a 6-2 start, but then the schedule got tougher and the losses started piling up.
And the David Lee injury, I think, changed their season too.
Bosh, who has not had a great night, quietly has 16 points and 7 rebounds, so the numbers are starting to get up there as he continues to try to find his way with this team.
What a luxury it is for the Miami Heat. I played, and there were nights when I felt we had the best player on the floor, but no night when you felt we got the 2 best players on the floor every single night. They're incredible.
Wade is fouled and will head back to the line. And they can go into virtually every game with that kind of a thought.
Absolutely. A great feeling. It gives you a legitimate chance night in and night out.
As a Celtics fan, I'm starting to become legitimately concerned about this Miami team. I got to be honest.
The 2 wins Boston had over Miami seem they're way in your rearview mirror right now.
It seems like that happened 9 months ago.
Wade already with 32. Tomorrow night, one college football player will transcend greatness and become a legend. The Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Nissan on ESPN at 8 Eastern. LaMichael James, Andrew Luck, Kellen Moore, and the prohibitive favorite, Cam Newton from Auburn.
I feel bad that his dad's not going. How many Heisman Trophy sons is he going to have? This is it for him. I agree. Kornheiser said this on PTI. I couldn't agree more.
I tell you what, if Cam Newton does not win the Heisman, I'm boycotting for the rest of my life.
Wow. Hopefully the right thing will happen.
What a nastiness was going to rear its ugly head here tonight.
Hey, when it was going to happen was when the Heat took a 26-point lead.
We have alongside me here one of the biggest Boston Red Sox fans in the world in Bill Simmons, one of the biggest New York Yankee fans in the world in Mark Jackson, going toe-to-toe right now.
Why is he staring at me like we're a heavyweight championship fight, man? What is going on?
You're afraid of Carl Crawford. I know you are.
Carl who?
Carl Crawford. He owns Jorge Posada. You're scared of him.
It is going to be a great year.
I can't wait. At least the Red Sox are interesting again. They were so boring last year. Now they got a little buzz going again.
Hey, that Adrian Gonzalez pickup, man. I mean, that's legit too. He's one of the great players in the game that people don't talk about a lot.
Yeah, and I knew we were in good shape with him when the Padre fans were emailing me congratulations, saying you're going to love this guy.
Speaking of congratulations, how about the new Sunday Night Baseball voice? Congratulations to our partner.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to that a lot. Looking forward to that a lot.
You, Oral, and Bobby Valentine.
Bobby V, that's right. I imagine we might have a Yankee Red Sox game or 5.
I was saying to you, you have to fill 4.5, 5 hours for those games.
That's all right.
A lot of material.
26-point lead for Miami, under 4 to go here at Oracle Arena. Juwan Howard.
Jeremy Lin's coming in, so the crowd's excited. This is America's favorite garbage time guy.
And Epe Udo is going to make his NBA debut tonight.
You said it. You were practicing that all day.
All afternoon.
I'm not going to attempt it.
This game was tied with 11 seconds left in the first half. And it has been a Miami blowout since. Here comes Lin.
Here it comes.
Here comes Udo.
I'm fired up.
This guy's a 6th overall pick out of Baylor. Athletic, runs the floor, blocks shots. Just back from an injury. This is his regular season debut. Had surgery on his wrist, actually back a few weeks earlier than the Warriors thought they would get him.
I don't care who you are, you're nervous right now. Your first taste of professional basketball after dreaming about it. Great accomplishment for the young fellow.
Reggie Williams knocks down the 3. It wasn't a thing of beauty, that offensive possession, but they wind up scoring the basketball.
I think he's officially a fantasy pickup.
Reggie Williams?
I'm putting him for him.
You're gonna have him.
Yeah, he's on my team
You're gonna get on your
Monday.
BlackBerry by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Lin defending Chalmers. Lin, the first Ivy Leaguer in the NBA in 8 years. Spent 4 years at Harvard. A 23-point lead for the Miami Heat in the closing stages here in Oakland. Miami in control of this game against Golden State. It was a #1 New York Times bestseller in hard copy, and now it is out in paperback. There was a book signing last night in San Francisco. There will be one tomorrow or the next day in Dallas?
In Dallas, yeah.
Tomorrow,
and
the
then
next
I'm
day?
done.
That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
Tell us what's new in the paperback edition.
Well, when people put out paperbacks, they never change anything.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, well, here's another year I have to work on this book, and so much changes in the NBA. Kobe won 2 titles. LeBron switched teams, all this stuff. So I just felt like I could make the book a little bit better. So I spent some time on it, and we'll see.
So you re-ranked, I guess, your top 96 players.
I moved Wade way up. That was my big mistake in the hardcover. I had him his ranking wasn't high enough. So.
There's the first NBA basket for Epe Udo. So what number's Wade now?
Wade's in I think it's like 29 now, which he should have been originally.
And LeBron?
Because he won a title. LeBron's number 20.
He moved up too?
Yeah. No, I actually stayed the same because I downgraded him for the decision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The penalty points.
And who got moved down? Did he
Kobe had the biggest jump because Kobe went from 15 to 8. Yeah, so here's the top 5. Top 5 stayed the same. Kobe jumped from 15 to 8, and I have Duncan at 7. And obviously, if they win another title, now Kobe has to be considered in the top 5. Mark's shaking his head because Mark thinks Kobe should be what, 2?
There's not enough time for me to break down that list. I mean,
he's
seriously.
so disgusted.
I really am. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at that list.
Pick out the one thing that bugs you the most.
No, I love Larry Bird. Larry Bird today is the greatest small forward that's ever played this game. LeBron James will end up the best.
Yes.
So I love Larry Bird. Nothing against him. I'm just saying that list in general. I have no problem where you place Bird.
Okay.
But your bias to Celtic greats. I mean, come on.
16 titles. Has to be represented somehow.
It is amazing.
I took care of Patrick Ewing, your boy.
But here's my question, because I'm upset about the list, but more importantly, that's not your hand on the cover. I've been looking at your hand all game long. That's not your hand.
Yeah, we had to use bigger hands.
Do you know whose they are?
I don't. I think we had a hand model.
Who's getting more royalties now that you're out in paperback?
Jeremy Lin.
Gets it back. Radovanovic. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we could tell from our vantage point, that one did not have a prayer.
That's a strong-looking hand. It's got muscles in it.
That may be Adrian Gonzalez's hand.
Why top 96? Why not
because
top
I
100?
wanted to leave room for 4 guys for the 3rd edition in like 6 years.
Oh, okay.
So I leave room for Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, whoever ends up materializing.
James Jones with a corner 3.
You're saying in three years Russell Westbrook is going to be in the top 100?
In 6 years? No, maybe 16 years. I don't know.
He's a great player. That's a heck of a jump. But I like the fact that you're cashing in on this thing. Why not make it 10?
8 field goals for Miami.
That's what coaches love to see. Not individual plays, but willing passes. That type of mentality is contagious, and it makes your offense complete.
They're going to win their 7th in a row, all of them by at least 10 points. They're going to win the rebounding battle for their 7th game in a row as James Jones knocks down another one, and LeBron loves it from the bench. LeBron didn't play at all in the 4th. Will finish with 25 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Dwayne Wade will finish with 34 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. 2 great performances tonight.
That's better than 20 and 29 on this guy's list.
We should mention the Stephen Curry thing because I do think the game would have been a little different.
Yeah.
Miami still would have won, but maybe it doesn't get that out of hand in the 3rd quarter.
Hopefully that ankle injury not too serious. Bill, we enjoyed it. We hope you had fun.
I loved it. Thank you, fellas. I appreciate it.
Great job.
Glad to have Bill Simmons with us here tonight. In a 106-84 win for the Miami Heat as they win their 7th in a row. Going to go to 16-8. Golden State loses for the 6th consecutive game, and they drop to 8-15. Wade and James combined for 59 points, 16 rebounds, and 16 assists in a lopsided win for the Heat. SportsCenter is coming up next year on ESPN. A post-game extra comes your way over on ESPN News. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Mark Jackson, Bill Simmons, Heather Cox, and our entire NBA crew, I'm Dan Shulman saying good night from Oakland.